Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of March 10th. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Take what resonates, and if this reading doesn't speak to you, go check out your other two signs videos for deeper messages. Alright, Aquarius, so we are at Jupiter going direct. It's been retrograde for about 4 months, and it's going direct in the sign of Cancer. So Daddy Jupiter, Daddy Zeus, planet of abundance, of wealth, of luck. It's saying that while it's an outer planet, we don't feel it as much. If things have felt extra heavy or chaotic, this might be the time that we get some relief from that. We might feel spring a little bit more as it is coming in, at least here in the northern hemisphere. And then we also today have Vesta moving into Pisces. It's an asteroid. I don't talk about these as much, but just because I feel like this one is going to be tying into the Mercury retrograde a little bit. Where Mercury retrograde, we really want to focus on more of our communication boundaries, how we communicate. With Vesta and Pisces, this is really about our spiritual boundaries and our spiritual sexual boundaries. So subtle, but it has a similar flavor to that Mercury retrograde, but it's more on the spiritual side versus just how we communicate with others. Yeah. Then we also have Mama Squirrel is getting these nuts on that ledge that I left for her, but we also have Ceres, another asteroid. Oh, he's mad at Mama Squirrel. Poor brood man. So we also have Ceres moving into Taurus on the 15th. This is more about our nourishment, how we nourish ourselves. And with Taurus, it's a lot more about how we engage our senses physically in this world. Yeah, so how do we nourish all of that? All right. Anyway, so Aquarius, I'm going to use the Starseed Oracle because this is your post shadow, and we need to make sure that you are well nourished by the star seeds, as well as Mama Squirrel is going into town on these nuts right now. It's so good. That is what freaking Ceres in Taurus looks like in real time. It's amazing. All right. Perspective. You have none of this matters, zoom out, common ground. So Aquarius, I feel like you guys are pretty good at this naturally anyways, where, you know, if things aren't making sense right now, and you are in your post shadow, so this is going to be a time where you are doing a lot more reflecting on top of the Mercury retrograde and such. But here it's just saying that, yeah, if you really are having a hard time zooming out, really go out, take a walk, get a fresh perspective, go somewhere you've never been, go look at things you never have before, like maybe visit a new cafe or museum or whatever, and get a different perspective. And because if you aren't getting common grounds with people, because at the end of the day, while especially here, there's this whole like black and whiteness to the world that is trying to be laid upon how we see things, but really zoom out, get off the phone, and look at the real world and real people and realize that all of our struggles are the same. Yeah, we're just all trying to live on this planet. All right. The Great Severing. Somebody else had this in the same exact spot. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So Aquarius, this is Mars energy. This is saying that now is not a time to be passive and let things slide. Call things out as they are. So for you, it's like, don't let anybody step on your toes. Don't be a doormat to anybody. If you feel crossed, and the second that you feel any plume of anger, understand that it is valid and that anger is not necessarily just hot air. It's also a time where it's a powerful tool to speak up on injustices and make points known. It is there to speak up on behalf of things that are voiceless, like people, or like, you know, people who cannot speak into spaces, but also the plants and the animals cannot advocate for themselves. So really, Aquarius, speaking up the moment that you feel any sort of injustice, this is the time to do so. And there are plenty happening right now for all of us to voice into the space. Yeah? So to bridge these two, get your perspective and get your Mars energy out. Earth, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Because like I began your reading with the Starseed deck, these are your people. You are a starseed, we are all starseeds, but some of us just connect better than others. And so this is saying that we all came here on this timeline at this time to be here on this planet, to be a part of this event. Even though I had a conversation with somebody who was definitely not agreeing with me, we all came here at this point in time to experience this specific lifetime and this series of events together. So Aquarius, while yes, we would like to go back to Andromeda or Orion or Lyra, wherever starseed you associate with, even though I also had a friend who was rejecting being reptilian, and it's fine, you know, but anyways, you have to be able to function here and now, the grounding that Ceres and Taurus, like really getting back into your body and nourishing yourself in this place, that is what will really help Aquarius right now, is to be grounded here. Yeah, that is what the Starseed Oracle has for you, to ground us, to help us earth here and now. We're going to use the Earth Power Oracle deck. And so these are power spots on the planet right now, and if you can actually make it out to these places, that would be most powerful. But if you cannot, because not all of us have the ability to just end up on the other side of the world, that's totally fine. You can connect to it in this reading. You can connect to your own power spots. Like I like to remind people, our bodies are our temples, but you might have a favorite spot around where you live. You might even just have a tree that you enjoy looking at when passing on the on your way to work. So, you know, just however you need to take it. Mama Squirrel just got up in the weirdest way. That's okay. But yeah, so just however you want to intake this card. Let's see, what do we got for Aquarius? Troy. To exchange my gifts with the world is a positive act. Teamwork is necessary. While I can learn about the stories of others, I can create my own mythos. Beauty is eternal. Revenge has consequences. Okay, yeah, so here we go. And this is saying that, yes, you are of this earth, but you have your own mythos, and that leads you to wherever your origin stories you believe are. But also with this last, also, yeah, teamwork is necessary. And that's one thing about the perspective shift, about zooming out, finding common grounds, is that, yes, we are all on this planet together, and teamwork, finding that community is going to be helpful for you. But this last bit about revenge has consequences, it's saying that, you know, for your Mars card, you don't necessarily want to be charging in needing revenge. It's more about settling and finding justice. So revenge versus justice are things you might want to look out for this week. But yeah, remember that your experience on this planet is, yeah, what you desired to come here for. So indulge in that earthly pleasure of this week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.